All right, good morning, everybody. I'm so excited to welcome you all to our team call. And we are so excited to have our guest speaker today. She is one of our favorite Arbonne Central mentors and coaches. And she truly was instrumental in teaching us how to do these healthy living groups. Oh my gosh, it's taken Arbonne Central, just like we finally caught up with the rest of the country or the rest of the company. In doing these healthy living groups, and I attribute that for sure to our speaker, Janet Elliott. And so for those of you who don't know Janet, she is an amazing mom of 3 kids, ages 16, 15, and 11. But she built her kids, and they're all super, super busy, as you guys know, with kids. Right now, they're all in competitive sports, and she's been in Arbonne for 16 years. So she built her family when they were a lot younger. And at the same time, she was a flight attendant, so that took her away from her babies. But at that time, they were barely making ends meet, and Arbonne was truly that vehicle to get them out of that debt and allowed her to be home with her kids. And it's amazing what Arbonne has done for her. I just want to tell you some of the amazing accolades she's had with Arbonne. She's been an MVP Challenge Trip winner, which you guys said is like the top trip or the top award that one of the top awards that Arbonne gives, and it's a difficult one to earn. And she was one of those earners. She's also a 2-time ACE Awards winner, as well as number 5 in the Parade of Champions and top 100 income earner, which that's phenomenal considering the amount of people that are in Arbonne. But her heart is for service, and she has a servant's heart, as evidenced by the fact that she's on this call with us this morning. And she also serves kids in Haiti. Arbonne has a heart for Haiti, and Janet is no exception. She has sponsored kids there, and these kids are able to go to school because of her efforts there, not just financially, but she takes trips there often, and they were able to buy a family a house and pay for them for their medical care and their food every single day. And it just cheers me up to know just how much Arbonne has impacted her life, and now she's giving back to others in such a tremendous way. So that is her heart, and I'm thankful for her to share just what it takes to be successful in this business. And it's all the baby steps. We all want to get to MVP, and it does take those baby steps. So she's going to share that secret to success, and that is to get to district manager. So Janet, thank you so much for being on this call. Please take it away.
Oh, you're so welcome. And what an honor. I always think it's the biggest compliment in Arbonne when somebody invites you to talk in front of their team, because, we're very protective. We love our team. And I know Vita's heart and how much she loves and adores and appreciates each one of you. So to be entrusted with sharing and pouring into you guys today, that is such a big, big, big honor. One that I don't take lightly. I forgot to ask you, Vita, how long do I have to talk?
You could take as long as you want, but typically we've got an hour.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna I planned about 30 minutes or so, and then I can answer questions. But I'm excited to be on here. I'm passionate. I'm more of a nuts and bolts trainer. I don't know how many of you have ever been to a training where they're like, you just need to believe and you need to just, trust. And I'm like, okay, I do all of that, but just tell me how to do it. So that's kind of where I want to share with you guys today. Is just kind of why district manager to me is the secret to all success. It's not just believe. There's this whole philosophy around it. And I know some of you are like, yeah, I'm already a district, I'm already an area, I'm already a region or nation. What I'm going to try to do is dial it down for you guys so that whether you've been in Arbonne 16 years like me, or you've been in Arbonne 16 days, that you will understand the secret system to all of it. And maybe, I know for me, sometimes I overcomplicate it the longer I've been in Arbonne. So I kind of want to dial it back and just scrape away some of that white noise for you guys so that you really can sit down with someone and feel empowered, like, hey, I know what to do with someone. I know what I can remove and what to focus on and help me and other people get to that. So your leader is such a doll. This woman has a big, 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 big heart, and she has scooped up some of my straggler, my people that are alone in the Pacific Northwest. They love, Lee Ellis Hayes, like sings your praises all the time, just loves and adores you. And I can't thank this woman enough for being a part of my life and just pouring into me. It goes both ways. So you are very, very blessed. And, you know, Vita doesn't have Arbonne's her upline. So you think of the strength and the courage and tenacity not to have somebody that's mentoring and leading you. I mean, that takes strength, you guys, and you have a strong, strong leader with a heart of gold. So I'm excited to pay it forward for her today. As Vita said, I have been in Arbonne 16 years, and I have kids that are ages 11, 15, and 16. So I built my business and raised a family at the same time. And it was really dire needs. I mean, we were really struggling to make ends meet, had a lot of credit card debt. And, you know, my husband said, babe, if you can go find a part-time job. I was on leave from the airlines. They actually grounded me. I was pregnant with my son. My daughter was less than a year. And when you're 6 months pregnant, the airline won't let you fly because you're a liability. And so he said, you need to go find a part-time job, bring an extra $300-400 a month, or we're going to be in trouble. And, you know, copy to your me, that worked great as a, you know, an airline industry resume, but not so much in the real world. And, you know, I do have a degree. You know, I was a pre-law major. I have a political science degree. You know, I have lots of things in my background, but, you know, they don't always translate to the work field. And thinking about a part-time job, I wasn't willing to make $10, $15, or even $20 an hour at the expense of leaving my family and having to work weekends, holidays, and be on somebody else's beck and call. That was something that was a real big inner struggle for me. And so what I loved was when Arbonne came along, it was this opportunity that was really, really terrifying for me because I think it was unknown. Just like if you start any new job and you don't know what it involves, it's scary in the beginning. But you know what? I trusted the system and what I'm going to teach you today. And I held on to that and kept my focus down. I did promote to RVP in my first year. I promoted to National Vice President in my second year. And I remember sitting behind my upline, Donna Weiser. She's my direct MVP. And she was painting this incredible vision. And, you know, all I could see was I needed to get out of debt and be home with my babies. But she was painting this bigger vision. And that's what I want you to do for yourselves today is just kind of think about not only what Arbonne's going to do for you right now, but what it could do for your future and your family and generations to come. I never, ever, ever pictured myself doing a mission trip. Ever. I like a warm bed and hot showers, but Haiti, you know, found its way through Arbonne into my heart. I've been, I think, 10 times. I go about 4 times a year. My kids have all been twice. They were all baptized in Haiti in the last 2 years, and we are actually spending Thanksgiving there with the president of Mission Hope. So I want you to think what this could do for you and your family. Having been an MVP for 14 of my 16 years, you guys, I'm not gonna lie. There's been my ups and downs and struggles, and I've always hit my numbers, but I still had to learn to navigate some of the challenges. And so people have come and gone in my business throughout the years. You guys, MVPs have come and gone in my business. And I'm saying this to you because it's going to happen. People are going to come and go, and that's a normal part of the process. But the one and only thing that you can control is you. And that's what I learned and took hold of early on. The only thing that I can be in control of is me, my activity, my sponsoring, and my business. I'm going to share my screen here, you guys, just a second too. Hold on. You can see this. You can see it okay? Perfect. Okay. So there's many nuances of trying to figure out, you know, how to be the type of leader that you want to be. But to be a leader in Arbonne, it starts with leading yourself, which is why I feel like every single one of us needs to be leading our businesses like a district manager. So I want to, today, my strat is going to give you some strategy for those of you that are new, or maybe you're already a district manager and you're trying to sponsor a new consultant, or maybe for those of you that are area managers and above, I want to kind of teach you how to simplify things a little bit. And I'm also at the end going to just talk a little bit about how to coach other people and coach with integrity. So stay with me even if you've been around and you're seasoned. So, all right. So the first thing, you guys, in taking a look at where you want your business to be today and where you want to be at the end of this quarter. So where do you want to land by January 1st? What do you want your business to look like? That starts with you making a decision today, what it is. And you guys, it's not only why did you join Arbonne that's important. I mean, that's what brings us in. But you guys, you didn't join Arbonne because of a car. You didn't join Arbonne to have a title of RVP or NVP. It's all these little things in between that are going to be the key to everything. And so in order for you to be able to help somebody else start an Arbonne business or work their way to something else, you have to have a plan. If you were going to go out and invest in opening a franchise and you went to the bank and you said, I need not, $79 to start a business, but $79,000 to start a franchise, that bank is going to ask you, what's your decision? What's your plan? What's your strategy? What are your goals? What does that look like before we get you started or loan you any money? And I think we take that for granted because we only paid $79, and we need to have that same mindset of, why did we start? What are our goals? What is our strategy? What is our plan? This is a business. So that decision starts with you making a decision to treat it like that starting today. So in order for me to help somebody start a business, or for order for you to start somebody else in a business, you need to know what it is that they want out of this. Because sometimes I think somebody says, I want to be an RVP, I want the car, but really I don't truly know what it is that they want. That's like their big dream, but I might be moving them on one path and they're way over here on another path. So I ask these questions specifically to people. What are the 5 things right now that you need this business to do for you? And be specific and use a dollar sign with that. Do you need to make a car payment? Do you need to save for a vacation? Do you have kids spending money? I just paid $2,000 to have my car repaired, and I'm like, oh crud, I was not counting on that bill. I mean, what is it that you need right now? Because I can figure out how to get you $200-$300 a month and show you what that will take, and then you can just tell me if that's something that you can agree to or not. So that helps me focus on the immediate goal. And then I also do want to know what those long-term goals are. What is it that you're looking for Arbonne to do in the long term for you? Are you wanting to quit a job? Do you want to retire? Do you want to take a dream vacation? So that I can know that dollar amount and plan that you're working towards. Does this make sense to you guys? It's kind of coming up with that business vision for yourself. So then the next part of this, and you guys have seen this, right? The first thing that we ask somebody to do is make a list of everyone they know. But here's what you probably don't do. Do you make a new list at least once a month, if not every other month? That is so important, whether you've been in Arbonne 1 day or 10 years, every single month or at least every other month, you need to revisit that list and make a new one. Don't just go through and cross out and add, take a fresh piece of paper and make it new. Because your life changes month to month, right? You meet new people and you say goodbye to people, and it just looks fresh, and you get more empowered and encouraged when you're looking at a fresh sheet versus something that's got a lot of scribbles and X's on it. I mean, if you opened a Starbucks franchise and you used up all the coffee in that first month of business, you wouldn't say, well, we're out of coffee. Sorry, we can't make any more, right? You probably don't do Starbucks as much out in Oregon. You do like little fun, great, yeah, Seattle's best. And so in your business, you can't say, well, I'm out of people to ask, I'm out of business, right? We've got to go to the store and buy more coffee. We have to go out and we need to meet more people. Make a new list. Reach out to people. Ask. I always use the Frank, and then I have people go through their cell phone. I have them look at Facebook. I have them look at Instagram. Look at your current jobs. Look at your past jobs. Just start going through and making a fresh list, because there's just something that happens inside of you when you do. You kind of go, okay, I know where to start. So then the next part of that is we identify our dream team. And so what I do is, after someone's made their list, then I go back through and I go, okay, every single month, you guys, whether you've been in Arbonne 10 days or 10 years, When you refresh your list, you refresh your dream team. Relationships change. Some relationships grow, some die, some new ones come in. So I always say in people, I always say in Arbonne, I'm a builder of people, not a builder of products. And that's really important. So if I'm a builder of people, that's where I want to be looking to build into my business. I see that there's a lot of people in Arbonne that get really, really, really caught up in volume. All their focus is on getting a PC to order a second, third, fourth, and fifth time. And then they get really hung up on systems in order to do that. How can I make it simpler for my PCs to reorder and reorder? You guys, I'm going to be really transparent with you as an MVP, and you may agree or disagree with me. I don't even use Arbonne CRM. I don't. I send a mailer out to my clients once a month, and then I'm focused on building relationships with people more so than I am getting the same 4 people to place another order. I want to look at finding new people that want to take a look, that I can invite to take a look, and I find a balance with that. I don't want to own a boutique store. I'm looking to build a franchise of boutiques, and that's how I approach my business. That's the difference. While the products are important to me, people are even more important. So I look through that list, and I look for people that are professional, they're influential, they're successful, they're fun to be with, they're motivated. Most importantly, I look for people that are likable. That's the most important quality. Are they someone that's really likable? Because if they're likable and I like them, somebody else is going to like them too, and they're going to do well at this business. So I go back through that list every single month or every other month and refresh that, because it tells me who to zero in on right away for that focus of that month. So now let's talk about how this works. So to me, the reason that I always lead with the business and lead with people. I think the reason that people typically default to the products are it's easier. Hey, would you try my products? Hey, would you take a look at my 30 Days to Healthy Living program, right? Hey, would you try my skincare? It's easier to ask someone that versus to say, hey, Vita, would you take a look at this amazing opportunity? May or may not be a fit for you, but will you just take a peek? The reason people default to products is it's easier. Or they don't feel that they know enough yet, or they don't feel like they're ready to help somebody else. They don't feel confident enough in themselves. I'm not a DM yet, or I'm not an area yet, so I don't know how I can teach somebody else to do that. But if you follow the system, and I'm going to hopefully explain it in a way that will make sense to you, you'll actually see how simple it is. This is actually not a business about going area manager, RVP, or NVP, you guys. It's a simple system, but it's all about teaching people to go district and then teaching other people to do the same. So I always look at that list of 100 names, and you start with the 25. You made your 100, you start with 25, and you think of your business as a big funnel that sits like this. And all you're going to do is drop people in the top of the funnel, and they're going to decide at the end what they come out as. So I look at the top of the funnel is the business. So I'm going to invite them to a Discover Arbonne. I'm going to have them get on. We do Facebook Live events in my team. Maybe I send them a video to look at, but I want them to see the business. And if that's not for them, then they kind of fall farther down the funnel and they look at one of our programs. We do 30 Day to Healthy Living and 30 Day to Healthy Skin in my team. So even if they're looking at the business, they're going to still want to look at the products. And even if they don't want to look at the business, they're still going to want to look at the products. And then the bottom of that, you guys, they're going to shoot out as something if you put them all the way through the funnel. They're either going to join your team, they're either going to be a preferred client. And if they say no to all of that, if nothing else, they will be a referral source to you, right? Because you can say, you know what, thank you so much, Crystal, for your honesty today. I really appreciate it. Hey, would you do me a favor? Would you be open to, if you come across anyone that's either looking for a business opportunity or looking to change their health, would you be comfortable in referring them to me? I give great referral bonuses, right? So I don't ever look at something as a no. I always look that someone is going to be a yes somewhere at the bottom of the funnel if I put them all the way through. But if I put them in the middle of the funnel and start at the products, a funnel moves down, it doesn't go up, right? So if I put them in the middle and I'm just sharing the products with them, I can't blow air up the bottom of the funnel to push them to look at the business. And honestly, if I say, hey, Vita, would you like to take a look at our products? And she says no, chances are it's going to be awkward to say, well, would you take a look at the business, right? So it's just easier to start at the one and then work their way down. You don't know someone's stuff. You know what? If you had met me 16 years ago, you didn't know my stuff. I looked like this, great. I've got a great husband. I love my career as a flight attendant. I'm bubbly. I had a baby. I mean, I had it all. What you didn't know was that we had $25,000 in credit card debt. I was panicky about how I was going to put my kids in daycare. My husband just took a leap of faith and left his job, and we were living on credit. That's what people didn't know. So I am so grateful that somebody opened up the courage enough to say, hey, let me drop you in the top of the funnel and share this with you, and then we'll work our way down from there. So this next part is, knowing your strategy. So this is what I teach and train my team, right? I think a lot of times we go, okay, district manager at 6,000 in 1 or 2 months and 7,500 over 3, and we use these big numbers. And I don't know about you, but when you use words like 6,000 and 7,500 with me, my heart starts to palpitate. But you know what? 18 is a much easier number for me to wrap my head around. So when I sit down with somebody new, I say, your goal is to find 18 people that when they come out of the funnel, they've either joined your business or joined one of our programs. Right? That's it. 18 people. That's 4.5 a week. You can do that. 4.5 people a week, right? That's manageable for people, you guys. And then I say, and if you do that, 18 people, you will have promoted to district manager that month, and you'll have $1,000 paycheck, which brings me back to your short-term goal of how you wanted to pay your car bill. Actually, we'll be able to pay 2 months of that. Isn't that cool? Now, at a minimum, maybe you're starting the last week of the month, the last day of the month, or maybe you were on vacation for part of the month, or we struggled to get you going. Our minimum goal for you is to find 8 people that join your team or one of our programs. That's just 2 a week, right? If you at least do that, you'll be in district manager qualification and you'll have about a $400 paycheck. Do you guys see how that's just a little bit of a tweak that makes these numbers a little bit more manageable for them? So let me just explain to you why I use the number 18. I know Arbonne says 20, but I'm assuming that you're probably coming in here and getting a healthy living package and a skin kit yourself. So there's that taken care of, or you're getting holiday ASVP or something. But a healthy living ASVP is about 317 QV. A healthy skin ASVP is about 340 QV. So if you take the average of that two, it's about 328 QV times 18. That's about 5,900 QV. You're almost at 6,000. But it's a lot easier for me to say, hey, we're going to find 18 people out of that list of 100, top 25, 18 people that want to either do the business or at least try one of our programs, if not both, this month. You can do that, right? I look at, it doesn't matter when they come out of the funnel to me if they're a preferred client or an independent consultant. I look at as a PC is present cash, an independent consultant is in the future cash. They're both going to pay off, but franchises grow faster than boutiques, so I just want them to come out as something. So now why are we focusing on district manager? Let me kind of shoot over to this a little bit. I look at, and Vita, I can send you these slides if you want, if that makes it easier too. So, okay. So, a lot of these are right from what Ashley Good sent out, our compensation plan. So hold on, get some tea. Okay. So I look at how I explain to people our programs is I go, this is a referral system, right? We get paid for referring and recommending a great business opportunity and great products. That's what I say. What do you get paid to do? I refer great opportunity and products to people. So if I go and buy a pair of shoes, and if you know me well, you know that I am a shoe hound. Like, I love shoes. I have an entire closet full of them. And I tell people, oh my gosh, go to DSW. I bought the best shoes. They're amazing. You got to get them. And I also love movies. I mean, I told everybody and their mother to go see Greatest Showman, and they did. But the shoe store, DSW, and the movie theater never sent me any money. But you know what? I can recommend a really great healthy living program and a great skincare system to people, both, by the way, that come with a money-back guarantee, and I will earn at least $50 every time I do that. So you guys, what first, second, or third job do you have right now that pays you $50 an hour for working? So when I started this business, I'm like, I didn't want to make $10, $20 an hour. I want $50 an hour. Sounded great to me. All I have to do is spend 30 minutes to an hour with someone to recommend a program with them. So if you look at your commissions on a PC, right, that buys either one of these programs, you're going to make about $50 an hour. But for a district manager, oh, let me go back to something. So why do we have you sell 18? Because by the end of the month, when you order these yourself starting out, your initial order is 100% tax write-off. And you need to at least, when I start someone, I always make everyone come in with a $500 order. I always say you need to start with a healthy living package and a healthy skin package. You cannot recommend a pair of shoes to someone if you have not worn them around for a week and made sure you didn't get blisters and that they felt comfortable and you could wear them all day. You would never send somebody to a movie if you hadn't seen it yourself. So you can't recommend something that you haven't done and can't speak intelligently to it. I usually recommend that they buy an extra set of each to demo to people and loan because it's 100% tax write-off to your business. Get the holiday line. If you buy it to use for your incentives or to demo, it's a tax write-off and you can earn it back. You guys, if you have 18 PCs join your business in a month, you'll have earned back 4 sets of something. So you've earned back your money investment right away. So why did we get you to district manager? Because it's just smart, you guys. It's the same amount of work, but for more money. It's working smarter, not harder, is what I tell people. You're not only paid on what other people do, you're paid more on your personal sales as well. So your commission goes from 35% to 43%. And you guys, look at this. Instead of getting paid, $48 on a healthy living package, you're getting paid 63. Or instead of 51 on that skincare system, you're getting paid almost 70 bucks on the same one. Same amount of work, more money. So that's why we rush people to district manager, because it puts their income bracket higher right away. So that brings me back to the strategy that I teach my team. How many of you have ever heard about the $2,500 brick in Arbonne? Okay, I want you to not do a $2,500 brick in that sense. If you're just looking at $2,500 brick, all you're focused on is volume. To me, and what I teach my team, a $2,500 brick is a $2,500 brick with you sponsoring 3 people direct to you, either a preferred client or an independent consultant. That is a brick. Because if you put a bunch of bricks together, just $2,500 increments, you can push them over at any time. But you need the sponsoring of 3 people in between one. That's the mortar that connects them all and builds the strength of them. So my plan with people is I teach my team, it's add 2, invite 2 plus 15. What I mean by that is, let me talk about the 15 first. This is a business that's built around personal development. Right? Most of what we do is behind a computer screen or on our phone. It's virtual, it's online. And a lot of people are going to tell you no. When you go through that list of 100 names, 90% of them are going to tell you no, right? You've got to keep your head strong. People are telling you you're crazy. They're telling you that's a pyramid. They're telling you those things don't work. They're telling them their product line is better. You've got to keep your head strong. And so what I tell people is it's 15 minutes or 5 pages minimum a day of personal development. That is so easy. If you can't do that, you guys, then I'm going to tell you, you go get something on podcast or a training or something. And I know that it takes all of us girls at least, and guys, at least 15 minutes to get ready in the morning. Play it while you're getting ready. Kill 2 birds with 1 stone. Done. That's what I do. Okay. Then what you need to do is you need to invite 2 people a day into your funnel. And what I mean by invite is that you need to get a response. You can't just send a message out and nobody responds. You need to physically get a response. This takes literally minutes, you guys, to send somebody a text. I actually suggest that you send a voice text or a messenger voice message. I don't necessarily like to write it. I like to have them hear it, but I'm not going to call them because they're not going to pick up the phone. They're not going to take the time like, oh gosh, I know Janet's calling right now, but I don't have 10 minutes for a conversation. But if I can send them a quick message, they can respond right back. Inviting them to, hey, take a peek at something. And I say, it might not be for you. We should just take a peek. It's 30 minutes, right? Can I send you something? and then I add to. Then what I tell people is adding to means you need to be adding two people to your list, because remember, you're going to do your list, redo it every month or every other month. So find, you're adding people, you're out meeting people, you add them to a future list, you reconnect with people on Facebook. You're not talking Arbonne with them, you're just adding them to a list that you can start warming up that cold lead into a warm lead, and one day they'll be able to be one of your asks. Does that make sense? So I don't like worry about, like, if I'm constantly meeting people and then I focus on building a relationship with them, and I'm doing this continually, I'm always moving people from one list to the next as I'm warming them up through the process. If you invite 2 people a day to your funnel, that means you've asked 60 people in a month to take a look. If half of them say yes, that's 30 people that you're getting in front of, right? And if half of those people that then say yes do something, that's 15 of the 18 that I talked about. But you're probably going to do even more than that. Does that make sense? If you add 2 people to your list each month, that's 60 people at the end of the month that you've added to your list for a future ask. Do you see how that works? This takes literally minutes, you guys. 15 minutes today for my personal development. I take 5 minutes because I already have my list of who is my asks. I do it in the morning because if they haven't responded by noon, I'm going to add different people. I'm going to go ahead and ask somebody else so that I'm not waiting till the 11th hour. And then I'm going to go about my day meeting people and networking and living my life and being with my kids. That's how you work this in the nooks and crannies of your life. So why am I focusing so hard on district manager? Because our entire success line, you guys, our success plan is built around it. And I'll give you a flyer that shows the differences, a benefits sheet between IC and DM. But if you think about area manager, rather than looking at 10,000, that big scary number, did you know that area manager is just 4 district managers? Did you know that RVP is just 16 district managers? Did you know that national vice president is just 64 district managers? So my question to you is, what number would you rather focus on, 4 or 10,000, 16 or 40,000, 64 or 160,000? Don't overthink it. Don't overcompensate it. Don't overcomplicate it. You guys, keep it simple. District manager is 18 people in 1 month, right? Minimum 8. And then find 4 other people to do the same, and there you are, a district. Find 16 people in your region. So let me shift gears because I want to talk a little bit for those of you that might be district managers already. What I want you to think about, leading by example. Remember what I said at the beginning, the only thing that you can control is you. So don't stop with the first person that you sponsor. I think our tendency is we want to find somebody that says they're going to do the business, and then we hold on so tight to them that we let go of everything else over here. Donna Weiser used to say to me, if you're holding on to someone with 2 hands so tightly, you're not leaving a free hand for the person that's passing behind you. Would you ever tell your kids, my kids started school and my 11-year-old is struggling a little bit with the mean girl kind of stuff. And once they've made one friend, I would never tell her, that's good, don't make any more, right? I want her to make as many friends as she can, especially if they're a girl, right? So don't stop with the first person, keep going. You don't have to do everything for everyone. We always, on our team, we are really big on our social media and not being advertisements. That's what some of those other companies with initials do. Like, they're constantly advertising. And to me, I just hide and fast forward through that. So we're really about branding ourselves and our lifestyle. We use Voxer, and I'm going to talk to you about this, Vita, because it'll change your life. Voxer is a free app. It's like a walkie-talkie. I do all my coaching this way. We do all of our team communicating this way. It's just a great way to stay in touch with somebody that's new, but not feeling like, oh, I got to pick up the phone. I got to make another phone call. I can shoot a quick message and say, hey, how's your day going? Do you have any questions? Or they can shoot me a message and say, hey, I have a question. And I can respond back and leave them a message back. So that's something. Look at that app. It's awesome, and we love it on my team a lot. So I'm going to shift for those of you that now have at least one person on your team, or maybe you're an area manager or RVP or NVP. I want to speak to you guys a moment because what I want you to understand is that you cannot be 100% responsible for the people on your team. They're going to do what they're going to do. My mistake was when I promoted to area manager, which was my hardest promotion, by the way. I felt like I would rather give birth than go area. It was that hard for me, right? RVP even then, I felt like I needed to turn around and do everything for everybody and make it simpler for them, because I didn't want anyone to feel like I got there because of them and their efforts and I rode their coattails. And so what happens sometimes when we promote to a leadership level, we feel like we need to overcompensate, right? Just like our parents do. Like we had to walk 2 miles to school, so I'm going to drive my kids 2 miles to school, right? We start overcompensating. And when we do that and we veer away from the system and change it, well, you don't need to just sponsor 18 people. You can just sponsor 2. That's okay. Well, you don't need to do 15 minutes of personal development. You can just do 5. You don't need to ask 2 people a day. Just ask 2 whenever you want. When we deviate from the system, you guys, we cripple our team. And more so, what happens is when you do that, you let go of the one thing that you can control, which is your own activity and your own sponsoring, because you're so busy managing and controlling everyone else's. So don't ever do what I did and poor baby your team. Linda Parker says, if you poor baby your team, you're going to end up with a team of poor babies. And trust me, you guys, they will blame you and Arbonne for failing before they ever take responsibility. So hold the bar high, set the expectation high. Our district manager platform, every single month, if you call yourself a business owner, I like to say business owner, not business builder, a business owner, it's 2,500 new plus you, 3 new signups minimum. That is the bar, no lower. And you go up from there. And for me to tell people anything less than that is okay is untrue. And I'm not going to do them, because you know what, as their sponsor, they've entrusted you with teaching them how to build a business, and they deserve for us to be honest with them and teach them to build strong. So what I look like to make sure someone is building strong is I make sure that their sponsoring matches their volume. So this is how you look at it. For every 1,000 in QV you should have something that's new, 1 new sign up with $150 minimum. We say $250, right? Because we sign up ASVPs. That's what we teach. So my goal, district manager, 2,500 plus 3, right? If you're an area manager and you're doing 10,000 maintenance, you should have at least 10 new signups every month in your central area, right? Where I start to worry a little bit is when I look at a district on my team who's just doing 2,500 and maybe sponsoring 1. Or I have an area that's doing 10,000 and they're only sponsoring 5. Because what it tells me is they're gradually dying over time unless they start bringing in new. I know that a team is ready to promote to the next level when the sponsoring number starts doubling, not the volume, the sponsoring. So when I look at a district manager that's doing 5,000 volume plus 10 new signups a month, not 5, but double, 10, they're doubling their volume. I know they're growing. I know they're getting ready to move to that next level. I know an area is ready to start looking at region when they're not just doing 10,000, but they've got 20 new signups. 1-to-1 is maintaining. 2-to-1 is growth. So think of it that way. Volume, write this down. I'm going to tell you, write this down and post it everywhere. Volume always follows sponsoring. Volume always follows sponsoring, but sponsoring doesn't always follow volume. It's really important to know. So what I say to people is, I'm so excited that your central district hit their numbers. I'm so excited that you hit 2,500. Bravo. But your sponsoring was 0. So let's take a look and find out what's missing. So here's how I coach on something like that. People that are really good at volume, but no sponsoring. The first thing that I always do to people is compliment them on what they're doing well. Oh my gosh, that volume, Vita, that was amazing. What that shows me is that you are super amazing and confident in sharing our products, that your belief in our products is super high. So what I want to do with you right now is I want to just shift your focus and having as much belief in our opportunity that as you do in sharing our products. Okay, that's where I want to shift your belief. So for me, it's a belief thing that they're relying on the products and not sponsoring. So let's just dig a little deeper and figure out how many people did you actually talk about the opportunity with or take a look at inviting to the top of the funnel. Most people, you'll find out when you really dig deep that they just ask people to take a look at our products, okay? So this is really, really, really key, especially for people that are new because they don't know what to say and they feel stupid, so they don't even ask. Or maybe they did ask people to take a look at the business, but perhaps the issue there is they're just sharing it and asking the wrong people. So people that get nervous about sharing the opportunity, they fall back on the products and they get really, really, really good on volume. And we want to make sure that whatever they're doing can duplicate, and duplicating so that it will grow to the next level. Doing 10,000 on your own doesn't duplicate well. Some people can do it, most people can't, right? You can hit district manager numbers by yourself. You can hit area managers by yourself. But I will tell you this, hitting 2,500 by yourself every single month is exhausting. And one day you'll start playing that, oh